We're back. It is time to... Actually, we are not spinning the roulette machine this week, but don't be alarmed. We're just taking a 1 week break because I finished not one, not two, but 5 book series in 1 week. And so I'm going to take a week off. I do owe you guys reviews on the books that I read though. So we're going to go through them rapid fire and I'll tell you if I think the series are actually worth finishing. So the first series that I finished was the Big Fan Romance Novella series by Alexander Romanoff. Technically the third book, Vacation Self, doesn't come out until the end of August, but I do have an advanced copy. So I had to read it pretty much immediately. I love every single book in this series. The first book is still my favorite, but I did give the third book 4 stars. Very easy read, older main characters. It is a fall romance set in Vermont, so I would recommend waiting for fall vibes, but overall I loved it and I do highly recommend the entire series. Then I picked up the Love Light series. I had 1 book left, which was Business Casual, and I'm happy to report that I liked this book so much more than books 2 and 3. The banter between the characters was so good. The spice was really good. It didn't feel like insta love, which I also liked. I do still think the series is a little bit too cheesy for my liking, but I did give it 3.75 stars. I did overall really enjoy it. It is a fall romance. Again, save it for the fall. I don't know if the series is worth finishing. I think if you like dual POV, you'll probably like them all better than me, but honestly, I would skip books 2 and 3. Then I returned to the Ruinous Love trilogy and I DNF'd Scythe and Sparrow. I got about 20% of the way in. I just could not get into it. I think if you really, really loved the first book, you should absolutely go through the entire series. I didn't really love the first book. I didn't really love the second book, and I just didn't feel like finishing the third book. I am putting it in here anyway, so because I'm done with it. Then I picked up the Low Blacklock Little Thriller Duet. I read The Women in Cabin 10 last year. It was an okay thriller. Definitely a really good intro to thrillers, and I felt pretty much the exact same about The Woman in Suite 11. The one thing I will say is it connected really well to the first book while still also feeling like its own thriller. And for what it's worth, it was fast-paced. I gave this one 3 stars, and another ball is retired. And last but not least, the Maple Hill series. Yes, I did indeed read all of Daydream, all 400 pages. Why is it so long? Here's the thing. It was better than Wildfire. I mean, I'm very happy to report that. I also think it felt like a very different book compared to the first 2 books in the series. More character development, less spice, just so freaking long. I'm giving it 2.5 stars. It was okay. Not my favorite romance of all time. I do think if you liked the first book, it is worth finishing to get through the third because it was cute. And those are all the series that I read this past week. I'm taking a week off and I will be back next week to spin the machine yet again.